Hello. Yeah, so last night, as I promised, I read the opening of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and to be honest, I really liked it. I didn't know much of the story, to be honest with you. I know it was about a guy who um, makes a monster, but that was about it. What's put me off in the past is, it's described as, sci-fi, not horror. I'm not a big sci-fi fan, to be honest with you, so that's always put me off. But I really, really enjoyed it. The first part of the book opens with letters from Anar Walton to his sister, and he's describing tales of his ambition and his embarkment to the the north, I think. He's definitely around Russia area anyway, and he's heading somewhere. And I didn't realise that it's a bit of coincidence really for the reason I'm actually setting this up. It's touches a lot on mental health. This guy, the one who doesn't create the monster, he is a bit of a loner. He's desperate to succeed in whatever he tries his hand to do, almost to the point that it makes him sick. He's a failed poet. He's a bit of a romantic. But he goes from writing poetry into this kind of impossible journey to undiscovered lands. And he describes how he's got no friends, and how he's quite lonely. And the third letter, ship stranded in ice, and he, as quoted in the book, he has a sighting of the devil, which I'm guessing is Frankenstein's monster, and then the appearance of Dr Frankenstein, who's in a pretty bad way. So they let him onto the ship, and Dr Frankenstein, starts to befriend this R. Walton, and Dr Frankenstein is actually described as quite a nice guy, which surprised me. But a guy that can go from being such a nice guy into being a bit of a weirdo. Um, and that kind of made me think about mental health and things like schizophrenia. And I'm not saying people with schizophrenia are weirdos, but yeah, that's the kind of thing that I picked up on. So yeah, I didn't know Dr. Frankenstein seemed like a nice guy, or if he's not a nice guy, maybe that this other guy is so desperate for a friend that he will. Um, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, there's a line that I pretty much like, and it describes mental health kind of perfectly. To be honest with you, um, it touches on no matter how like broken and stuff you are. There's always something that can take you away and make you feel good about yourself. Really, in the book, it's described as nature, which is similar to me. I've developed a love for being outside and traveling to Sweden mostly to see my girlfriend, but I love Scandinavia, and it's opened my mind a bit and relaxed me. But I get it mostly from books, and reading, and no matter how shitty I'm feeling, I can always pick up a book, and this book describes it perfectly. I'm gonna read it to you know. Okay, so even broken in spirit as he is, no one can feel more deeply than he does the beauties of nature. The starry sky, the sea, and every sight afforded by these wonderful regions seems still to have the power of elevating his soul from the earth. Such a man has double existence. He may suffer misery and may be overwhelmed by disappointment, yet, when he is retired into himself, he will be like a celestial spirit that has a halo around him, within whose circle no grief or folly ventures. Kind of like that line. It's my favourite line so far of the book. Um, but what stuck out when reading it, this book was published in the 1800s, and mental health was um, mental health was obviously, recognised in the 1800s. Whether it had the name mental health or whether it was just, recognised in people, but it's sad. It's sad that, um, after all this time, after over 100 years, it's still so much of a taboo, particularly in males, to speak about it. Um, so yeah, I'll close with this. It's a fantastic book, and I recommend that you read it based on the first part. But if you are suffering with mental health, if you are feeling a bit down and you don't know why, and you're questioning your feelings and stuff, speak to somebody. Don't create monsters in your basement. It's not good. So yeah, I'll get back to you with more.